Well, here we are at the end of the book of Exodus, and we've see in this passage how God's glory fills the tabernacle and what that means for us today. Let's read our passage, and then we'll talk about what it means for us. Exodus 40:34-38. In a cloud by day, the glory of the Lord was in the tabernacle. So the cloud received the tabernacle, and the pillar of cloud and fire returned to the tabernacle. And Moses could not enter into the tent of meeting, because the cloud had filled it. But when the cloud was taken away from over the tabernacle, there was in it the appearance of a very great light. So it came to pass that whenever the cloud was taken up from over the tabernacle, the children of Israel journeyed, and wherever the cloud settled, there the children of Israel encamped. The cloud would stand over the tabernacle by day, and there would be in it the appearance of fire at night. And it would appear to be a consuming fire in the cloud. So Moses went and told the people of Israel to set up camp around the tabernacle. So there's a lot of details here, but notice how God's glory is pictured in the cloud. It says here in verse 35, the cloud received the tabernacle. So the cloud is a picture of God's presence, God's glory, and it's so powerful that Moses cannot enter in. In fact, he hasn't entered into the tabernacle since it was constructed in chapter 25, verse 22. So this is a significant moment. And it says the cloud had filled it. So the tabernacle, which is a picture of the temple in Jerusalem, where God's presence is supposed to dwell, is filled with God's glory. And there's no greater blessing for a person than to know that they are in the presence of God, that they are in the presence of the one who created them, who loves them, who has a plan for their life. So we can learn some lessons from this. First of all, when God's presence leaves a place, His glory leaves that place. So if we want God's presence and His glory, we need to make sure that we honor Him and we obey Him. Secondly, the cloud took the form of a light. So God's presence is often revealed through light. In the Bible, darkness oftentimes pictures sin and ignorance. Light is what brings truth and holiness and purity. And we see that in this passage. And the more we walk in the light, the more we have the opportunity to see God's glory. Also notice in verse 36, it says the cloud would stand over the tabernacle. So God's presence doesn't just fill a place, but God's presence also protects His people. So God's presence is a refuge, a shelter, a protection from the enemy. We can take that encouragement as we go through life. Know that God is with you, that God loves you, that God will never leave you nor forsake you. And He wants you to walk in His ways, obey His word, trust in His Son, Jesus Christ, and experience the fullness of God's presence and God's glory. Well, I hope this helps. Remember, God loves you. God bless you. See you next time.